Hello and a very warm welcome to Wednesday Wandering with me, Kate Field. Wandering about stuff, not wandering off. This is our weekly pause, a time to reflect, explore creativity and perhaps notice what flickers quietly beneath the surface of things. So whether you're walking or making tea or painting in your sketchbook, I am so happy that you are here. There is something about fire that has always drawn me in, and perhaps you are the same. It's not just the warmth or the light, but something more ancient, more symbolic. A flickering candle at the Midsummer bonfire, a single glowing coal held deep in the hearth. They speak to us of something enduring. And this week, as the solstice nears, I've been thinking about fire. Not roaring flames of drama and destruction, but a quiet flame, the inner light, the slow burning spirit that carries us through dark nights and bright days alike. The solstice is the turning of light. So in the Northern Hemisphere, here I am in southwest England, we're approaching Midsummer. The summer solstice, the longest day of the year, and it's a time traditionally marked by bonfires and celebrations and blessings for crops and for homes. And in ancient Britain and across Europe, people gather on hilltops and dance, leaping through fire. Perhaps not so much now, but they definitely used to do that. But the solstice is not just about brightness, it's this turning point. After the solstice, the days begin almost imperceptibly to shorten. So even in the fullness of light, there is change. And in that lies a quiet lesson. Joy can be luminous and fleeting, just as fire is. And for those of my lovely listeners in the southern hemisphere, it's the winter solstice, the longest night, the hush, the inward breath. The flame that's tended rather than danced. Your fire may be that of the hearth, the candle, the lantern in the dark. It's still sacred. So whether we are turning into light or shadow, the solstice marks a threshold. And I think it's like a holy pause. Let me introduce you to Telisilla, a lesser-known Greek poet from the 5th century BC. Her poetry, now mostly lost, was filled with hymns to Apollo and Artemis, gods of light and clarity. But it's not only her poetry that lights her story, it's her courage. When the city of Argos was under attack by Spartan forces, Telesilla is said to have rallied the women of the city, poets, weavers, priestesses, and led them in defence. They stood with shields and flaming torches. And the flame in this story is both literal and metaphorical. Telesilla reminds us that creativity and courage are not separate things. She wrote poetry, she kindled resistance, she lit a fire that history almost extinguished, but not quite. And that leads me to my wonderful Hildegard of Bingen. The fire within. Moving forward to the 12th century, we find another woman aflame with spirit, Hildegard of Bingen. She was a mystic, composer, herbalist, an abbess and a visionary, and her writings describe her experience of the divine as fire, not in terror, but in radiant clarity. She wrote, "I saw a great light, and in it a voice like flame." Hildegard believed that the soul was illuminated by a spark of divine vitality, what she called viriditas, or power. Her music, with its soaring unearthly phrases, feels as if it's rising like smoke from that sacred fire. And when you listen to the chants, you can hear the spirit moving through breath and voice. She lived at a time when women were expected to be silent, but she sang. Her fire was visionary and mystical and profoundly creative. I absolutely adore her music. In Christian tradition, the Holy Spirit is often imagined as flame, most notably at Pentecost, where tongues of fire appeared above the heads of the disciples. But the Spirit is also breath, wind, and movement. Sometimes the flame blazes, and other times it hovers and simmers, steady, almost unseen. And I think many of us carry this quiet flame, a creative ember, a longing, a sense of presence that can't quite be explained. Perhaps you have felt this while you're painting or walking or doing the garden or listening to music, something that made your heart lift. That too is spirit, and that too is fire. So this week, I offer you 2 gentle invitations to explore your own quiet flame. Do a flame mandala. Draw or paint a simple flame or a circle of light and fill it with words and marks or colours that feel warmth and vital to you. It doesn't need to be polished. Just let your hand move with the rhythm of that inner fire. And a little writing prompt for you, a letter to the flame. Write a short letter to the fire within you. Ask it what it needs. Thank it for where it has carried you. And let it speak back if it wants to. You might be surprised at what you hear. So whether your fire is burning brightly or gently smouldering, this week, know that it is sacred. Know that you are not alone in tending it. Let us walk with Telisilla's courage, and let us sing with Hildegard's joy, and let us step through the solstice into the light, into the dark, with reverence for the flame that never goes out. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Wednesday Wandering. I wish you light, warmth, and courage for the days ahead. Until next time, keep wandering, and I'll be there too, beside you. Bye-bye.